Southern California is known for stars, cars, and beautiful weather. We've got it all this weekend as Formula Off-Road returns to race on the legendary streets of Long Beach. The names that have competed at Long Beach over the last 40 years are legendary, and today, SST is back for the second straight year. Robbie Gordon and PJ Jones lead the points race after their wins at St. Pete, but the young guns are not giving up. Look at Jarrett Brooks. Thank you, I'll take over the point, but look at PJ coming back on it. Can't get it done before they get to the jump, and Jarrett Brooks takes over the point.
No, because there's Sheldon Creed from a little different vantage point, looking back off of Lofton's car saying, what was that about you missing that jump back there?
It's round 3 of Speed Energy Formula Off-Road presented by Traxxas. It's next on NBCSN. Opening gate at the Toyota Grand Prix of Long Beach, and the fans are in for a show today. Welcome everyone. Brian Sill along with former IndyCar driver, team owner Robbie Buell and Jake Query down on pit road. And the stories they are going to abound. Look how beautiful this facility is. 40 years this great event has taken place, and the fans come out every year. Look at the track, Robbie, almost 2 miles.
It is a fantastic track. You got the big, long, winding straightaway. These cars are going to be pushing speeds of close to 130 miles an hour. We got 3 jumps laid around this circuit. Now the jumps, you know, it doesn't sound like they're that tall at 32 inches, but when you approach that truck, it really launches these things 20 plus feet into the air.
Down the front straightaway, it is absolutely amazing to watch these trucks jump. Abdali Lopez starts on the pole. You got to look way back in 8th position. Sheldon Creed, he was actually our fastest qualifier.
And there he is, Sheldon Creed. He gets 1 point for being the fastest qualifier, but there's an inversion. You either invert rows 2, 3, or 4. He pulled pill 4, so they had to invert 4 rows, so that held Sheldon Creed starting in the 8th spot.
So if you're the fastest qualifier, you're guaranteed not to start on the front row.
Exactly, but there is opportunity for Sheldon. He does get points for passing back up to getting to the front if he can. He gets 1 point for each pass, so that could add up in the end of the year championship.
Well, he's going to have plenty of opportunity to pass. We talk about this racetrack at almost 2 miles long, and there are going to be plenty of places to get the job done. Take a look at our MagnaFlow course preview. Look from down on it, but from the truck, it's even better.
Yeah, so if you look at turn 1 is a fantastic place to get some passing done. So here we are, we're on board. You're going to see him probably go down from 3rd gear to 2nd gear, grab that 2nd gear. There you go. This is a 2nd gear sweeping section into turn 2. You got to get single file here. Don't think you can get side by side through here. Riding up on that curb a lot more than we see the Indy cars getting around here. Again, carrying 2nd gear all through this section back here, approaching turn 5.
You think the flowers in the fountain are safe?
No, I don't. I don't think they're safe.
Out of turn 5, you got a pretty long run down to 6.
Yeah,
and you get a pass down here?
You absolutely can, and you saw him pop up to 3rd gear and then back down to 2nd. But you can definitely stick your nose in here. There's using a little bit of the handbrake. That's just helping rotate the rear of the truck to point him around. And now I think this is the most crucial turn on the track. Turn 8. This leads on to this back straightaway that sets up a great passing opportunity. And we really see all kinds of guys struggle with how they get into turn 8 and carrying the speed through there, setting that speed as you go to turn 9. Now that sets us up also, once we come off of turn 9, that's the next round of jumps. So here we are on board, big braking zone, good passing opportunity, down to 2nd gear. Now you're going to come off this and you're going to see a jump. Here we come across there. There it is, hitting us right in the face. left-hand sweeper as we head towards the famous hairpin section of Long Beach. And depending on who you talk to, they either run first or second gear through that hairpin, side by side, banging. So now there you're down to first gear. You get a good launch, quickly up to second gear. Here's our next set of ramps right at pit in for the Indy cars. One ramp, there's another. Get that thing down on the ground, hook up, and gas it up down the front straightaway.
Let's hear from Sheldon Creed. He's with Jake.
Sheldon Creed has his Traxxas truck exactly for the start of the race where he'd like to see it in the end, and that is in front of everybody. Congratulations on the pole here in Long Beach. Obviously, that truck was running well for you.
Yeah, it was going pretty good, but these asphalt tracks are super sketchy, and these trucks, I don't know, they're pretty inconsistent, I guess. You go into a turn, you brake at the 500 mark, and then you'll be good, and the next lap you do the same thing. Like, I don't know if you have more speed that lap or something, but you overshoot the turn, so you know, it's figuring it out, and I don't know, the last 3 or 4 laps I put some solid laps together, so I don't know, it's pretty cool. Hopefully we start up front and see where it goes.
Pretty exciting battle with Justin Lofton at the end of the race in St. Petersburg. You guys both battling for that top 5 spot. Take me through that run and just the back and forth between the two.
Yeah, it was like the first lap, he just bumped me a little bit and he put me in the wall super hard. So I was a little frustrated, calmed down, moved way back up to second, threw it away, did it a couple times, and like, I don't know, it was like 3 to go, and he skipped the jump and went around me. So I was like, I don't know, I got a little frustrated. So that last lap, I was just trying to get around him and ended up shoving him around a little bit. But no, it's all good. I don't think he's out here. I think I actually got his truck from St. Petersburg, so it's working pretty good, and hopefully we can regroup and come out with the number 1.
Best of luck today in Long Beach.
Thank you.
I love the way they understate so much of this stuff. I was a little bit frustrated. There's Robbie Gordon talking to 3 new guys here at Long Beach. Nick Vanis, Gavin Harlan. He's what, 14 years old. Sheldon Creed. There's Bradley Morris from nearby.
And
Sun City.
some sprint car experience, some off-road experience. I mean, he's really adapted the trucks pretty darn well.
Nick Vanis is a guy, a personal watercraft endurance racer, and now he's grown up in this area, come to the Grand Prix of Long Beach over the last 30 years, and said he's excited. Now, here's a guy who knows how to get around this racetrack.
He does, and EJ, no fear with EJ. He's got 6 years of running in the Indy cars, and he knows how to stand on the gas.
But this is a completely different ball game for EJ Viso. The horsepower level may be similar, but the truck completely different. Let's hear from EJ Viso. He's with Jake.
Many of you, perhaps the last time you saw EJ Viso, it was when he was starting 4th in the Indianapolis 500 a year ago. Same sponsor with Citgo, same paint scheme, new vehicle. How was that Traxxas SST for you?
Well, it's definitely very different to everything I'm used to. It's a very different way around Long Beach. I've done this place a bit faster, but not in the air. And now because of the fact that we're jumping and there's many other factors involved, it's crazy, the thing.
It's crazy, but you got to admit, it's fun, isn't it? Because I saw what you were doing through the practice runs and looking at the inside, and you know, you're kind of feeling your way around. It looks like you're enjoying it.
No, definitely super fun. I believe it's not going to be the first race I'm going to be doing. Just getting used to it. These guys have been doing it for a while, and I got to learn from them in this beginning.
EJ Viso will roll off 6th, and he'll do part of this race for the first time in the air in Long Beach.
Well, you said it, I've been here, I just haven't been in the air. No, you don't want to do that in an Indy car, but you certainly want to do it in one of these super trucks. Formula Off-Road from Long Beach. We'll bring you more of it when we come back. Speed Energy Formula Off-Road is brought to you by Traxxas, the fastest name in radio control, and by Toyo Tires, driven to perform. Over 200,000 fans find their way through the gates at Long Beach every year, and there is everything on tap, from racing to vendors, artwork, and Formula Off-Road Series here again this year. Here's a look at the schedule, the way it's going to play out for the rest of the season. What I'm interested in, Indianapolis, the next round.
How about that? Running May 23rd, Carb Day at Indianapolis. How crazy is that going to be?
Got some double headers, one in Detroit and then another one in Toronto, another one at Costa Mesa, California. But look at September, the 19th, the 20th, and the 21st, running back-to-back. It is going to be busy. Not only is the season busy, St. Petersburg round 1 was busy, and it was damp, Robbie Buell.
It was ice, and there you see just spinning around. I mean, getting the power down on this wet street circuit with oil coming up is just crazy. 600 plus horsepower. It's like you have to have an egg between your foot and the throttle and just squeezing that down so it doesn't spin out on you.
Scotty Steele had that problem. He certainly spun. Robbie Gordon, he took over the lead for a while, but even the master, hey, he's got problems. He's driven on just about everything. Even he spun in the rain.
And even he said he's never driven in conditions like that.
Justin Lofton took the lead with that spin by Gordon, but hey, even for Justin Lofton, it's almost like no one wanted to be up front. He has a problem at the end of the front straightaway in turn 1. Robbie Gordon says, thank you very much.
He almost caught it. He almost caught that slide.
Almost doesn't count. But at the checkered flag, Robbie Gordon holds on to win. Jarrett Brooks with a great second place running, and Justin Lofton comes back for a third place finish. A damp celebration, and it wasn't because of champagne. But the next day, look at the sunshine in St. Pete.
Absolutely 180 degrees different type of conditions for these guys.
And some good racing right from the get-go. The typical standing start here in Formula Off-Road. You ride on board with Justin Lofton as he backs it into the tires. Almost gets collected by Sheldon Creed.
Look at that, just craziness. And there's the bumper hanging off of Sheldon's Creed cars up there in the front.
P.J. Jones in the lead, but how long is that going to last?
Jarrett Brooks down the inside of P.J. Good, clean pass. P.J.'s coming back at you.
So impressed with Jarrett Brooks. And Sheldon Creed moves back forward, but then has another problem.
Great save. He just definitely cooked the entry of that corner, but he didn't get tied up in the wall. Lost some spots, but didn't get into the tire wall.
Robbie Gordon all over the back of P.J. Jones, but nothing doing here. It's a drag race to the twin checkers. P.J. Jones takes the victory in round 2 of the 2014 season. Good stuff. You talk about the points. It's not just about winning. It's not just about leading laps. You get them passing points. All these bonus points important because look how close it is up at the front.
Yeah, no, when you talk about 1 point could make the difference of where you finish in the year end here. So you got to fight to pass people from inversion. You got to fight to set the quickest lap. And if you can post the most lead laps of event, you got to do it.
Plenty of stars here and down in the paddock. Let's check back in with Jake.
Guys, here's the beauty of being around these tracks at SSTs. You never know who you're going to run into, and that includes, of course, from Top Gear. Rutledge Wood, you're hanging out, you're with Magnaflow. Now, what exactly brings you out?
Jake, here's the thing. Magnaflow said, hey, do you want to come out and watch Robbie Gordon and all of his friends throw these trucks around? You know I do. These guys are crazy. I travel with NASCAR every week, but these dudes are completely nuts.
Now, here's the thing. How long would you last in one of these? As soon as you hit the first ramp, I mean, let's be honest.
I've ridden with Robbie before, and I'll check that off my bucket list. 30 seconds in the truck with Robbie, he can make anybody hurl.
The thing is, at that point, you thought the bucket list was coming to an end right then, right?
I was preparing. I was calling my wife and kids at that point. Robbie is crazy. That's what makes these events so fun. I'm glad I could be here with Magnaflow and get to see you, too. This is great.
Hey, I appreciate it. Now, let's be honest also, though. Magnaflow, what this series does for it, system of reciprocity, right? They're both winning.
It's huge. And, you know, for me, being the car guy that I am, getting to do Top Gear, you know, I fell in love with Magnaflow years ago and got to become part of the family. Like, this is the fact that they stand behind series like this is why I love Magnaflow so much.
Here's the thing. They're pulling out right now, so I guess that means we probably need to get up to the
Let's get you a helmet. You go ride with Robbie.
I don't know about that. Bucket list cross-off? Maybe. Back to you guys.
Sounds like Rutledge is talking about another kind of bucket. He was saying he could make anybody hurl. There's Robbie Gordon. He's going to be heading out. The fans, they're going to be lining the fences, phones in hand, sending some video around the country. We'll be back to Long Beach in Formula Off-Road in just a minute. Stay with us. Back at Long Beach, trucks on the grid, drivers getting ready, trying to make their last-minute preparations. They're thinking about turn 1 and what it is that they want to do at the drop of the green. On board with Sheldon Creed. He was the fastest qualifier this morning. We talked about that inversion. That set him back just a bit, but hey, he's looking for those passing points. Now, yesterday, Sheldon and Robbie both spent some time at the local Ronald McDonald House here in Long Beach. Traxxas donated some trucks for the kids to play with, and Sheldon gave kids a ride in his real-life truck. And with over 300 houses around the world, the Ronald McDonald House serves as a home away from home for families of children undergoing treatment for cancer and other life-threatening illnesses. For Robbie Gordon, it's a great way to give back.
I got contacted by Ron McDonald, asked if we'd bring some trucks by, and they knew the trucks were going to be here, and if we'd come down and play with the kids for a while. And obviously the answer is yeah. Anytime we can do stuff like this, it was great. And obviously Sheldon, one of our young drivers, he's obviously advancing through his career. For him to come down here and take a couple kids around the block in the race truck and let them play with Traxxas trucks, it's a good day.
This is very exciting for the house, absolutely. The Grand Prix is in town, and our Red Shoe Society, which is our young professionals group of the house, wanted to bring some cars here and bring a little Grand Prix action to the families who unfortunately can't make their way down to Grand Prix because they're dealing with having a sick child in the hospital.
This is reality, and we're very fortunate to be able to race trucks and race these Traxxas trucks and play around with Indy cars in this little fantasy world. But this is life, and some people aren't as fortunate as us. So for us to be able to come here and share it with them, and Traxxas to donate some cars for the kids to play when we leave, they'll have their own to play with here. It's very generous of Mike Jenkins and everybody from Traxxas.
Traxxas has had a long-lasting relationship with Robbie Gordon. We definitely stand behind him in all of his off-road and any racing adventures that he has. He's all about fun, and this new Stadium Super Truck Series has definitely represented that, and so it seems a perfect fit for Traxxas. We sell fun, and this is a lot of fun.
Not only a lot of fun, but just such a great cause. Anytime we can take racing and take it to the kids that aren't having the life and living as lucky as we are, I think that's fantastic. Great for Robbie, great for Traxxas, and lots of fun indeed. Take a look at the grid, how they'll line up on the front row. Bradley Morris, Abdali Lopez, he'll start on the pole, and he's chosen to start outside the front row. That's a bit odd.
Yeah, I guess you think you have a better radius maybe as you hit turn one, as long as you're the first one there.
And looking down through, you see P.J. Jones, winner at St. Pete there on row 2. A name you're not going to see is Justin Lofton. He won here last year in the first ever street race for the Stadium Super Trucks, but he's working on his day job. He's got some racing and some coaching to do, so he's not here. Sheldon Creed alongside Robbie Gordon back on row 4. One more row of trucks. These guys are going to have a long way to go if they want to get to the front.
But it can be done. That's for sure.
Absolutely, it can be done. There will be a competition yellow halfway through this event. The field will come back together, and there's your last shot at getting it done. All right, on board. We'll bring you some great shots with our Toyo onboard cameras. Nick Vanis, this is his very first race. He's so excited to be at Long Beach on the racetrack. Scotty Steele starting 9th.
Yep, and that Scotty's absolutely committed to his craft. He's racing everything he can this year.
Talk about committed. There's not a better word than that for Sheldon Creed. Commitment, every corner, every lap. Robbie Gordon, he's certainly committed and always fast in anything that he ever drives. Trust me, there's going to be some excitement from on board there. Jarrett Brooks, so impressive in St. Pete.
2 podium finishes in St. Pete. Absolutely got to say he is coming along. And also at St. Pete, Gavin Harlan, for the first time, this 14-year-old shows up at St. Pete in a street race format, brings the car home, solid finish. He's only going to keep getting better all year long.
More experience, P.J. Jones. He'll be starting 4th. Little experience in a truck, none actually other than practice. EJ Viso, the IndyCar star, he knows this racetrack.
And the word in the paddock is they're saying, hey, EJ, he's adapted these things. He could win this race.
Newcomer Bradley Morris on the front row. That's got to be intimidating, but Abdali Lopez, little prayer before he takes off and before the lights go green, and he is ready to go. We are ready to go
standing
from here
start
at Long Beach. I love standing starts. Nothing better when they come from a truck. And there's the green flag, standing start. Lopez is on it. He chose that outside front row position.
And right up through the gearbox. They got 3 gears. They're standing on the gas and just clicking up through the gears.
Down to turn 1, and this is what I want to see. Heavy braking from well north of 125 miles an hour after the standing start. It'll be even faster than that later.
And no lockup. There's EJ Viso on the 35. Look at that. Three-wheeling it through their Lopez. Now get to single file as you come through here, this turn 2 section around the gardens.
Now you and your crew members can make changes to the setup on this truck. It looks like Lopez running really soft in the back to get that 650 horsepower to the ground. What does that do? Pulls that inside front tire right off the ground.
But what it does is it hooks up the rear so you can go for it. We're on board with EJ. There you go, looking at the battle. He's going down the inside. This is into turn 6. Can I get it done? He thinks better of it.
Oh, look at Morris. You got to be impressed with that.
Yeah, but outside, the long way around on the outside of the corner.
And the contact. Look at that. Viso from third straight to the point. And now the turn that you said, one of the most important, onto the back straightaway. And Viso wastes no time. It takes him about 5 corners, and he is left to the front.
Okay, we're back on board with him. This is Lopez, the leader of the race. It's all going to change right now as they come off of turn 6 there. Look at that, 3-wheeling it. There you get a sense of it.
Man, and Viso just flashes by. On board with Morris, running second. He leaves the door open by trying to go around the outside of Lopez.
Which is, there was an opening, but that's the long way around to set yourself up.
EJ says, thank you very much, I'll take that. And EJ coming to grips with these trucks, he's not afraid to lean on them.
No, and what really sets us up, too, when Bradley goes outside of Lopez here, there's the opening right there. EJ says, okay, boom, put the power down. Again, he's picking up the inside wheel as he's accelerating towards turn 8.
Yeah, but Viso's truck seems to be a little bit more level, maybe a little stiffer setup across the front and the back of that Traxxas Slash truck over the jump and into the carousel for the first time.
Yeah, I mean, EJ's car off that launch was fantastic, the way he landed.
Oh, Lopez.
Lock it up,
Man.
Use that handbrake, turn it. Now here are the 2 jumps right in a row.
Look at the crowd. They've come to the fences, out of the grandstands to get up close and listen to the sound that MagnaFlow exhaust. 650 thumping horsepower in these trucks over the 2 jumps, and now down the long, long run to turn 1.
Bradley Morris taking a look down the inside for that second spot. Is he good? Oh yeah, he's going to do it. I'm going to get my nose in there on Lopez. He's taking that second spot away. Pretty nice. And remember, braking these cars. Woo!
Uh-oh.
That was Jarrett Brooks, who just slid a little wide.
Yeah, Brooks. Oh, and Lopez with a problem now in the fountain turn. Brooks not having the truck that he wanted this morning, had some brake issues. Perhaps that's still lingering, but the big issue right now is for Lopez as he loops it in the fountain turn.
And that, from the driver's psyche there, when you spin, you have to watch all the cars go by you. The whole grid goes by you before you can get back out there. It gets in your head.
I think I saw that a lot in my short career. Look at Sheldon Creed now beginning to put pressure. He wants to move forward.
And remember, as he moves forward from this start, he had to go all the way back to 8th because they inverted the top 4 rows. He's the quickest. With every pass that he makes, he gets one of those valuable bonus points towards the championship.
Talk about moving up. Sheldon Creed having a great run with Gavin Harlan, and Robbie Gordon right behind him is in the catbird seat. He's got a great view of this, but 2 young guns going at it hard.
And Robbie's smart enough. He knows what these guys are. He's just going to sit back there, see how they sort themselves out before he stuffs his nose in there. Let them work their way through.
Creed just barely in front. That's the battle for 4th, so he'll take that position as they come to the hairpin. But look at this man out in front. It's EJ Viso in his very first ever Stadium Off-Road event, Formula Off-Road. He leads from here at Long Beach. Impressive stuff. It's more racing right around the corner, and at the end of Shoreline Drive, we'll bring it to you. Formula Off-Road, Viso leads over Morris, Jones, Creed, and Gavin Harlan. More coming your way. Stay with us. Fans in the stands at Long Beach watching Speed Energy Formula Off-Road round 3 of 13 for the 2014 season. EJ Viso out in front in that Citgo liveried Traxxas truck. But man, look at this battle right here. Sheldon Creed, PJ Jones, Traxxas teammates through turn 1, side by side.
They get sorted out real quick as they head through turn 2 there.
I'm not thinking the flower bed's going to last.
No, you could run some of these Toyotas right through the side of that thing, just strew them right up onto the track.
Remember, 650 horsepower being put to the ground through Toyo street tires. These are the tires that you can put on your SUV, your truck at home, and they are being punished today on the streets. And look at the Traxxas teammates once again. Sheldon Creed now in the red and gray Traxxas truck in front of his teammate PJ Jones, but this man in front of them all.
And EJ, look at the lead he has. And I think this is just a great a great showing of how these trucks are all equal. Oh, Morris turned
no!
8.
Bradley Morris had been having such a good run in second place. And turn 8 bit him.
Laying down the rubber. There he is, just getting sideways. He's just got the rear out a little bit, and he's on the gas there, just smoking those Toyo tires. Just comes out.
We were talking about 650 horsepower. He gets the tail out just a little too much coming through the corner, and just the rear bumper hangs the tire, and boom.
Yeah, just carrying a little too much speed. He used the handbrake just to help turn the car, but he had too much speed and just, like you say, slid over into the tire wall.
Pretty scary shot from on board with him as you saw the other trucks coming his direction. Boom, just catches the end of it. That's all it takes. That rear bumper hangs on the tires and just slaps the front end around. But once again, you can't panic. You can't get upset. Get your charge back on, move forward, because it's going to come back to you. There's either going to be a full course caution because of a crash on the racetrack, or at the halfway mark, they'll throw a competition yellow, and you can close back up.
Oh, P.J. Jones just nodding it down the front end of that. But remember, these drivers, the way they approach these jumps, they can dictate how that car launches. So if you hit that ramp and just when you're in there, you dump that throttle, it's going to kind of pogo stick that rear end if you dump the throttle then and land that front hard like that. And there's other setups in the cars that definitely can do that.
And we were on board with Gavin Harlan for a moment there, and then the problem down at turn 1. Good job not to throw it all away. Went straight, made the right decision, then back on track. Gordon now chasing down P.J. Jones. I tell you, I'm so impressed with the job that E.J. Viso's doing, but I got to believe, and with the big shortcut that Robbie Gordon even took there in turn 5, he just doesn't have the truck underneath him today.
I would agree. And here we are on board with Robbie. Again, that's P.J. Jones up in front. And I think Robbie's just, he's just buying his time. He's not doing anything to force any passes here. He's just letting it all unfold from him, because we know we're going to see a yellow to kind of bunch everybody back up halfway.
Look at these fans with phones and cameras and everything else, tweeting some pictures, some video. Why not? Awesome stuff. And turn number 8.
Gavin
fights
Harlan
again.
Oh, and Bradley Moore says we just saw him skid there again. I don't know if he did that in sympathy of Gavin doing it in front of him, or did he get in too hot again?
Well, and you got to wonder, too, as you ride there with Bradley Morris trying to close down on Scotty Steele, have they heated up the tires just too much? Once again, they're fully treaded DOT tires.
That's why Gavin.
Yeah. Gavin got some help.
Yes, he did. So there wasn't a sympathy spin by Morris. He actually helped Gavin Harlan out.
Yeah. That was Gavin Harlan. The view from the back of his truck as he slides there into the tires.
But again, what's just fantastic about these tracks is trucks. These guys are going into the barrier, but they're continuing on, and they're driving hard. They're not limping around. They're gassing up and going.
And that was a great shot. It was almost synchronized slide there after the contact. Scotty Steele in the red Traxxas truck, and then back up front to E.J. Viso. And I'll tell you what, you look back at Sheldon Creed. We called him Superman last year a couple of times. He airs these Traxxas trucks out. You saw the big jump. But Robbie Gordon said, remember, you can't be moving forward if you're in the air. You really want to get these trucks back down to the ground so you can get that horsepower back down.
I'm not sure Sheldon always thinks that way, to say, okay, I got to get this thing on the ground to gas it up. On board with Robbie, going down to turn 1. Great passing zone. There he's got PJ on the outside. PJ can't go anywhere. Robbie goes through. Nice, clean, solid pass. Stable under braking.
These trucks hard to drive. Short wheelbase, high center of gravity. You can see him kind of twitch there in that high-speed braking zone. It's everything these drivers can do to hold on.
And what amazes me is how stable they are under braking. And it's part of the technique of the drivers. They can't just grenade that brake pedal. P.J. Jones says, I got to eat. Hey, what's the shortest distance between 2 points? The straightest line. Forget about you're supposed to go around those
yellow
things. But what these guys can do under braking with these cars is you just breathe off the gas pedal and ease into the brake pedal, let the car settle, because they got 18 inches of movement, travel in the front, 24 in the back, so you just got to be gradual with that brake pedal.
So impressed with E.J. Viso. He's so talented behind the wheel of an Indy car, and he has taken to these Formula off-road trucks, these Traxxas trucks. He's worked that handbrake. He's steering with the rear end. He's got it all sorted out.
And I think it's just a fantastic testimony to this series, to Formula Off-Road, is here's a guy that's never been in one of these trucks. Yeah, he's tested one time, and he's got great throttle control. But for any young driver that wants to make a name for himself, these are equally prepared trucks. You can come here, and you can be in the front. If you got the goods, the product is there for you to deliver. It's not like you got to have, somebody else give you something.
And you see the yellow out. There's the competition yellow that we were talking about. And as you said, it's a great place for a young driver to be seen. The action is so incredible, you're going to grab people's attention. And they are doing it here at Long Beach. EJ Viso leads. We're under caution.
Welcome back to Long Beach, California. You are looking at one of the Toyo tires that is here on the Super Stadium trucks that is out right now on track, as a matter of fact, in the streets of Long Beach. Jake Query, and we are inside the Long Beach Exhibition Center, and joining me from Toyo Tires is Jeff Boots. Now, Toyo is based right here in California, Cypress, California, as a matter of fact. But my question is, this SST series, what is that doing for your brand in Toyo Tires?
Jake, it's fantastic. We're so pleased to be associated with Robbie Gordon. The SST product we have on this very truck is the exact same product you buy off the shelf. So we've done a fabulous job partnering with Robbie Gordon, seeing these trucks out there in the track. And again, it's the same product you're going to see right off the shelf of your standard retailer.
And the beautiful thing about it, not only in off-road racing and what we're seeing in these trucks with Toyo Tires, but Toyo Tires available in a number of different vehicles that people can buy right there off the rack.
Oh, absolutely, Jake. We have a consumer brand all the way to this large light truck product. Again, the same ones you can buy right off the shelf. So we've got from small trucks, big trucks, consumer cars, all aspects.
Jeff Boots of Toyo Tires. Now, here's the reality, Jeff, right? I know we're good-looking guys. I know we're having fun here in the Long Beach Exhibition Center, but people would probably rather see those Traxxas trucks than the Toyo Tires. So should we send it back out there?
Let's go back out there.
All right, guys, back up to you now for the rest of the race here in the streets of Long Beach, California.
Yeah, thanks, guys. The excitement is outside, not inside, and it's about to get really exciting because we're about to go back to green, and there's just a few laps to go here at Long Beach, and this is when it's go time. Yeah, you can't hold anything back now. If you were saving tires before, it's time to let it all hang out. And EJ Viso does just that over the second Toyo Tire jump, down Shoreline Boulevard, down the front straightaway, and we're back to green.
And that white car right there with a little fender sticking up, that's Jarrett Brooks back there. You just see that. It's not going to block his vision because he's looking more to the left, not an issue.
Oh, look at Sheldon Creed on your left in that gray and red Traxxas truck. Not afraid to mix it up, leaning on EJ Viso, trying to go around the outside.
And not the easiest way to make the pass. On the outside there, turn one at Long Beach, not good percentages.
Well, Sheldon Creed is known for going for it. He said, you heard him talking about St. Pete, said, I got a little frustrated. I had to get things gathered up. Then he got frustrated again. So I wonder what his state of mind is right now. Look at Gordon with the shortcut again.
Yeah, he makes that work, doesn't he? He definitely shortens that turn by probably 2 truck lengths.
Sheldon Creed on the inside. Robbie Gordon in that orange Speed Energy Traxxas machine. Now does the over-under. Tries to slide back down the inside. And gets it done, Robbie.
He does. And EJ Viso, he had a huge lead before that competition low. Right now, he just needs to concentrate on what's in front of him, not the fact that Robbie Gordon's coming behind him. Just be consistent. Don't overdrive the truck.
Speaking of overdriving, Bradley Morris with a problem there in turn 8. We've seen that bite several people earlier today. He's back underway.
And that corner's bit him now 3 times, that turn 8.
Fans love to see these trucks running close together. The only person out here that doesn't, EJ Viso. He had that huge lead before the competition caution came out. Now he slides wide off the apex in the hairpin. Does Gordon have a shot?
And Robbie likes going to first gear in that hairpin. Goes to first gear, then quickly back up to second. Again, these guys can control the trucks the way they know. Oh, look at PJ Jones. And we know from PJ, he likes to lock the front of that car down. And when you lock the front down, the rear releases sometimes like a pogo stick when you come off a jump.
Superman Sheldon Creed used that big jump to his advantage, gets to the inside of Gordon. He closes up on the back bumper of EJ Viso. And Creed to P2.
And again, braking in these trucks with all that movement that these trucks have, to see that great racing under braking in control, I think just is, again, a testament to how these trucks handle and what these three guys are doing up front.
EJ beginning to slide away a little bit, but I'll tell you what I'm impressed with.
Robbie
Gordon with his shortcut again. And look at the advantage that he gets right up alongside him.
It's probably 2 truck lengths, don't you think, that he makes up there.
Creed holds his position. What I'm impressed with is Sheldon Creed on the brakes. He is spectacular on the brakes. You would expect that from a road racer, somebody like Robbie Gordon with that road racing experience. But Sheldon Creed, excellent on the brakes and tries to put it down inside Viso.
And he does. There we're looking right back off of Sheldon Creed's truck, and there's a lot of orange.
There's going to be a lot of orange on the bumper of Sheldon Creed's truck. Gordon to the inside.
But we know Sheldon's used to that because we saw what he gave back to Lofton at St. Pete. So he knows he's going to get a little bit of help probably from behind.
Robbie Gordon certainly not afraid to mix it up. P.J. Jones trying to hold on to the back of this lead trio.
EJ getting a little bit wide as he's coming through the
Creed
sweeper
to the inside. He gets it.
Yes, he does.
He gets it.
Oh, look at that. He is clean as he's going to hit the jump. Look at him launch.
And what is Gordon going to get? Will he get by? EJ Viso. A little bit of a lawn dart there by Viso. And now the white flag waves.
Okay, so EJ has to get busy. He says, okay, I got to track Creed down. He's got to go to the last possible spot under braking here, make up the distance, get on Creed's bumper, force him into making a little bit of a mistake, fill his mirrors.
But look how good Creed is in the braking zone, pulling out some distance. 2 laps in a row, Viso slid wide in the hairpin, and this time it cost him. Sheldon Creed to the lead.
And remember, Creed was the quickest qualifier. We had that inversion where he had to go back to 8th, and he's made up those bonus points, and that's great for the fans too. This is entertaining. This is what we want to see. This teaches the young drivers how to race hard. Robbie Gordon, that's that turn 5 shortcut.
Viso hadn't seen it before. He saw it this time,
and he doesn't have a lap now to try and do it back to him, does he? This is checkered flag.
This is it. White flag out. On board with Sheldon Creed. Got to get off of turn 8, onto the back straightaway.
Got some breathing room.
Lock up on the way. Oh, no!
Just got into turn 8 just a little too fast. Just lighten up those tires. Off he's going. He slotted into the 4th spot. But, he wasn't pressured to get in there too hot. He just carried too much speed in.
Just talking about how good he was on the brakes. He had just a little lockup with the right front, and it was just enough to slide him wide. Gordon to the lead. What does Viso have? Can he make a move into the hairpin? Can he return the favor like Sheldon Creed did to him? I don't think he's close enough.
He's not close enough.
Robbie Gordon, one more time through the hairpin. Creed,
man. On PJ, you want to talk coming into the hairpin with a head of steam and using the other car as a breaker?
Oh, my. Robbie Gordon is going to win on the streets of Long Beach. A fantastic job on debut by EJ Viso, but Sheldon Creed, I don't know if he's going to want to get out of his truck alongside teammate P.J. Jones after that slide job into the hairpin. Formula Off-Road.
And P.J., there's no way P.J. saw him coming. That came out of left field, so to speak.
There is no way. Robbie Gordon giving EJ Viso the thumbs up, waving to the crowd. We'll be back to the beach right after this. Robbie Gordon, he'll be celebrating big time from here at Long Beach. And I really didn't think he had the truck, Robbie, to win this race, but really, it got handed to him.
It did. Anytime we were watching Robbie during this race, he wasn't forcing his hand. He was just laying back there and easing through it. Sometimes that pays off, as it did here. But Sheldon really, he had this thing won and just carried a little too much speed into that turn 8.
It all slipped away. I think he carried too much speed into the hairpin. P.J. Jones back into 4th. And really, you look back through, Jarrett Brooks, such a great run in St. Pete. He's being shown back in 10th. Just don't think he ever overcame those brake problems that he had in the practice session this morning. But you know what? Got a long way to go in the season.
No question. And he knew that he had a problem. He said that was a challenge for him at the circuit. But a great run for Gavin Harlan in the 5th spot. He had another top 5 at St. Pete for a young 14-year-old kid as well.
Robbie Gordon hung on. He took the victory, and he's in victory lane with Jake.
Robbie Gordon, let's be honest, on those Toyo tires, you toyoed with EJ Viso. He was there, he had it, and then boom. Of course.
EJ did a good job. You know, Sheldon put a wild pass on him down here in the hairpin, and I didn't think they were both going to come through, and I was able to maneuver by, and that's how I was able to make my run. But Sheldon had it won. I mean, he just I tricked him into going a little bit too deep coming into, I guess I'd be turn 8. I got down on the inside of him, and then he started sticking out. I broke, and he went another 2 car lengths. I'm like, oh, there's no way he's going to break and turn, and he clobbered the fence on the inside. He almost collected me on the bounce back.
Now you get a really unique opportunity here in a couple of weeks, hallowed ground, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and you get to go out there and test out these Traxxas trucks. It's going to be a lot of fun, and obviously the fans are going to love seeing that in a month. It's
a great opportunity, you know, to get the opportunity to take these trucks to Indy and race on the legendary Brickyard is we're very fortunate, and the racers that come race us, I don't think these young kids understand the tradition and history of the Indy 500, you know, and when they show up there for their first opportunity, I'm sure that they'll enjoy the trucks, but they're going to set their ear or their eyes towards the kissing the bricks with the Indy 500.
Obviously didn't get to kiss the bricks here in Long Beach, but a very famous victory lane, and Robbie Gordon has come here in one of his Traxxas SST trucks, his second win of the season.
Well, and Robbie even said it himself. I mean, he was fortunate that he didn't get collected when Creed came out for the tires. Now he's extended his points lead a little bit. It was 7 when we came in here, but those bonus points, they mean something.
They do. They're adding up. But it was interesting to hear Robbie say, I kind of suckered him in a little bit. Robbie's like, I didn't know how he was going to make that. He was carrying in just a big head of steam into that turn 8.
We talked about Jared Brooks not finishing where he wanted to. He's still 3rd in the championship after such a great run at St. Pete, so it is far from over with. There's a look at your podium, hosting some hardware. Check out some more replays and more action from Long Beach when we come back right after this. And more Formula Off-Road coming your way. Stay with us. Speed Energy Formula Off-Road has been brought to you by Traxxas, the fastest name in radio control. And by Toyo Tires, driven to perform. EJ Viso led so much of this race. 2 laps in a row, though, Robbie. Gets a little wide in the hairpin, and it cost him.
And look at that. Creed just saw that little opening and took it, got the pass done. You know, a little bit of rubbing to push him out of there. But there he is in the lead with 1 lap to go. Again, Sheldon Creed on board there.
1 lap and about 3 or 4 corners, and it all goes south. Drops back to 4th, and he is not happy with himself at all. But you got to control that as a race car driver. He gets it gathered back up, sort of. And then
look at that, just coming in there like a locomotive, uses PJ's car really to kind of slow him down and make the corner even, doesn't he?
If PJ wasn't there,
hello,
I think Sheldon may have ended up on the beach somewhere.
You think, is PJ going to say, hey, that was a great pass?
I don't think so. Let's get back down to Jake.
Rounding out the podium here in Long Beach, EJ Viso in his debut race in one of the Formula Off-Road trucks comes in 2nd. Sheldon Creed in 3rd. EJ, will begin with you. Robbie Gordon was impressed by your run. It looked like you were going to bring home a win in your debut. Did you have fun out there?
I had a blast. This is truly very exciting. I've done a race here for 6 years in a row and in an IndyCar, but racing in one of these things is definitely very fun as well. Just I wish I knew the tricks that Robbie put in the last laps into me and cutting some corners. If I knew that before, I think it was going to be more difficult to pass me, but this is all about learning. Today is my very first time in the car. Yesterday I put 20 minutes in a parking lot, and that's pretty much all I know about the car. I'm excited about probably doing some other races in the future.
One of the guys who does know some of those tricks of the trade is Sheldon Creed, and it looked like you had this one here in Long Beach. Robbie Gordon ends up getting the win, but boy, that was wild out there.
Yeah, I got to the lead coming on the white flag, and held it together for most of the lap, and coming into like 7 or 8, there's some tires sticking out, and I tagged them, and it's almost like a sponge. They just like spin around and spit me out. And the tracks are so durable. It's almost like a Trackstar C car, so it's pretty cool, and can't wait to come out and run some dirt races.
You know, among any other form of racing, this is one of them. I know always you race to the checkered flag, but in this one in particular, you never really know what's going to happen until the very end.
Yeah, exactly. These trucks are so inconsistent on the asphalt. You know, like you're going to the turn and breaking the same spot each time, but sometimes you'll go way off in there. So, no, it's it's all about holding it together, and couldn't do it today. So hopefully we'll come back and get a couple wins during the season.
Sheldon Creed comes in third. E.J. Viso had come in second. Robbie Gordon, your winner here in the streets of Long Beach, California.
Jake looks like he's having fun down in Victory Lane.
No question.
Now, E.J. Viso saying, I didn't learn the shortcuts. I think what he learned was you run over anything in your way to get to the front.
Very different than the 6 prior years he's been here in IndyCar. But again, I think it just shows the opportunity with these Formula Off-Road Truck Series for a young, talented driver to come in here. And if you got the goods, you can run at the front, and people are going to notice.
People will take notice. And where are they going to notice you next? At the hallowed ground of racing. The Indianapolis Motor Speedway is up next on the schedule, and that's where we'll see you. Take care, everyone.